What's up, guys? T-Rock 1992 here. For this next video, I'm going to be reviewing the movie The Long Kiss Goodnight. And no, it is definitely not a romantic comedy, if that was what you were thinking when I said the title. It just sounds like a romantic comedy. The Long Kiss Goodnight. Oh, yeah. But it's not. It is definitely... It's an action flick. And the two big actors that you'll know about, that you'll kind of have an idea, about, is, the first one is the lead actress, Geena Davis. She is the lead woman in this movie. For those of you who don't know, she was in the movies, the two Stuart Little movies. She was the mother, and Cutthroat Island. And the only reason I know this movie is because it's considered one of the worst movies ever made. But I don't think killed Geena Davis's career. But anyway, Samuel L. Jackson is the other actor, the other big actor in this movie. And Samuel L. Jackson's one of my favorites. I think I've said that before to you guys. He is definitely one of my favorites. There are two sides to Samuel L. Jackson. There is the calm, cool, and collected Samuel L. Jackson. And there's the Samuel L. Jackson where he's yelling, he's shouting, the motherfucker word comes out, So those are the two sides of Samuel L. Jackson. And the motherfucker, the very, the loud, the sarcastic, Samuel L. Jackson's very sarcastic. That Samuel L. Jackson is in this movie. But anyway, this movie got a 67% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think could have been higher. I know I say that about a lot of movies, but I'm just a movie buff, basically. I love movies. And when I watched it, I liked it. It's classified as an action, thriller, mystery, that kind of movie. But basically, the lead character, played by Geena Davis, is a woman who has amnesia. She can't remember anything from 8 years ago, basically. She can't remember what happened to her. She got pregnant with a baby. She got pregnant, and she didn't know how she got pregnant, who is the baby daddy, and how she did. Well, obviously she knew how she did, but she doesn't know who the baby daddy is, basically. And basically that's that. She lives at home with her boyfriend and the daughter, and they're living a happy life and all that kind of thing. But then she starts to remember her past and what she was like in that past. And there are a couple things that definitely happened that triggered this. Started the memory, having the memory come back. And actually, she had hired private investigators to look into her life, to look at what happened 8 years ago, to try to find that out, with not much success. But there are a couple things that happen that essentially paved the way to her knowing. She's in the kitchen, and she has a lot of skill with a knife. Basically, she's like chopping up carrots and chopping up lettuce and chopping up carrots and all that stuff. She can do it at lightning speed, like the best chef could do. Probably Emerald could do, or anything like that. And the other thing is that she got into a bad car accident, and it left her with a temporary concussion. She started remembering some things. Well, anyway, she hires this private investigator, played by Samuel L. Jackson. What a private investigator he is. But anyway, they go and investigate. A lot of different things happen. They run into an agent or a doctor who remembers this woman. Her name is Charlene, I think it is. And apparently she is a government assassin, working for the government, killing off killers, putting out. She's basically almost a hit woman, but for them, if you consider the government, mafia related, anything like that, she's kind of a hit woman in that aspect, killing people and stuff like that. But anyway, they don't believe this man at first, and Samuel L. Jackson and Geena Davis's character, they don't believe this guy at first. They leave him, they go off, and they try to investigate more. Then there's this hitman, or this target, this former target of Geena Davis's character, Charlene's character, and he goes after her with a lot of his own men, and he's working with the government that sent Charlene to go kill him. He works with the government in order to bring her to justice, in order to kill her, basically. The government wants to kill her because they don't want any news of, they don't want any retaliation from her or anything like that, or it might make them look bad. A lot of high-up government stuff, basically. So she gets everything back when she gets kidnapped by this guy, by this former hit target. He's played by a guy named Craig Bierko. I doubt any of you would know him. I mean, I've heard the name, but didn't really associate him with anything until now. But anyway, he gets kidnapped. She gets kidnapped by this guy. He keeps torturing her by tying her to a watermill and dunking her underwater, torturing her like that. And then it just strikes. Everything comes back to her. Everything about her life as a government assassin, what she did, and stuff like that. She escapes from her little prison. She kills one of the associates of the hit target, and essentially she escapes, and she's on the run from these guys and trying to figure out how to defeat them all and get rid of her problem, basically. Some different things happen. Then the daughter gets kidnapped. The big climax, kind of the point of the story where it really gets interesting. The daughter gets kidnapped by the hitman, the hit target. So she gets kidnapped by the hit target. Geena Davis's character, Charlene, has to go after her daughter and rescue her. She gets kidnapped herself along with Mitch, actually, is Samuel L. Jackson's character, the private investigator. So they go rescue her, but they get captured themselves, and then it's revealed that the hit target is actually the baby daddy of the daughter. I think it's kind of definitely something that could be expected, something that could be predictable, obviously, for a lot of moviegoers. But definitely that came as a surprise to Geena Davis's character. Their big plan is actually the hit target and the government the government has this agent who runs a little division for all of these killers and all that. And he has a plan to basically fake a terrorist bombing, pin it on the terrorists, and get money out of it, essentially. And something like that. Something along those lines. So the plan goes into operation. It looks like it's all set. Then Geena Davis's character escapes. She breaks out Samuel L. Jackson's character, and they go on a rampage. They go off and they kill all the guys, and then the big part of the story is where the daughter tries to escape, or tries to hide from everybody by hiding in a truck where the bomb is actually located, where this terrorist bomb is located. And Geena Davis eventually, or her character eventually overpowers the guy driving the truck. She goes out, the bad guys are chasing after her and all that. The truck barrels over and all that. She wrecks the truck. And then there's a confrontation between the baby daddy and the mother. Husband and, well, not husband and wife, but the person who got her pregnant, and it's a battle between those two. And it's a pretty good battle. But then it looks like that Geena Davis's character defeats him, but the hit target, he goes up on a plane afterwards and tries to kill Geena Davis's character that way. But Geena Davis's character kills everybody, escapes with the daughter and Samuel L. Jackson's character. Samuel L. Jackson's character saves the day. It seems like Geena Davis's character and the daughter are going to be killed, but Samuel L. Jackson's character comes right in, saves the day, and they get the hell out of there before the bomb explodes, killing everybody, essentially. Killing the hit target, killing a lot of his men and things like that. And the crisis is over, essentially. So, Geena Davis's character afterwards goes to a middle of nowhere barn, a farmhouse, with the daughter and the boyfriend, and they live happily ever after out there. And Samuel L. Jackson's character goes on Larry King, and he kind of revels in the whole hero thing. He's considered a hero. The lead guy of the government agency, is indicted for treason. And it's a happily ever after situation. Which is great for the movies, definitely. It happens a lot. Anyway, for my review, this movie was very interesting. At first, when I was watching it, I was confused a little bit. I had to ask my dad. I was watching it with my mom and dad, and I had to kind of ask them how the story was evolving and, what things were going on and things like that. Once it got to the action, though, there was plenty of action in this movie. Not Expendables type action. The last video I did was the Expendables, and that's a lot of action right there. This one has definitely some action, absolutely. Overall, this movie's very good. Geena Davis does a good job as the lead character. Samuel L. Jackson knocks it out of the park, like he always does, essentially. Craig Bierko makes a pretty good villain. Um, it was a very good movie. I really liked it. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 stars. Great action, great characters, just a very good movie. And that's it for my review. D-Rock 1992 out.